Now we're alive. There they are. Hey, folks, we're just a little bit late, but that's okay. We were just talking. There's still one more to join us. And so, welcome everybody. Bosto and favor to all. Thank you for tuning in. And we're right here now. So, we were just talking and we got carried away. So, thank you two gentlemen. Nina will not be here this week. And I'm waiting for Jennifer. She got sent out. I know she had asked. So, we're hoping that Jennifer will be able to join us. She's over in England. Never know. So, Steve, good to see you, my friend.
Hello.
Well, how's the week going?
The week's going well. I mentioned it briefly. Just like I was just doing a live stream just now with my buddy Dennis Eggleston. We've been doing a little interview series on my channel about his gifts and stream of consciousness revelations. And then like last week, my band dropped our debut single. So that was fun. And other than that, I've been driving, and I gotta pay off a darn ticket for a car accident. Which I was hoping that the Rona was gonna make that go away, but no penalties, just pay the money. So whatever.
We send you prosperity and abundance.
Thank you. Favor upon you and Busta.
Yes, I believe it'll happen. Listen, it happens all the time. And Brian, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. I know you've been battling some challenges, and thank you for coming in. Appreciate it, buddy.
Pleasure to be here. Glad to be back. It was not fun. It wasn't fun at all.
Folks, that's what we were talking about. It was the challenges that you've been facing. Correct? Just a few?
Just a few, more. It felt like health. I had just this debilitating pain just start in my side, and I couldn't move. I had to sit down in meditation, but it felt like, as I told you, it felt like someone just flipped a switch and said, "You're going to hurt now." And I sat down. I've never had problems with intestines or anything like that. I've always had really good health, but it knocked me down. And so I feel like there was a bit of an intentional thing going on there. So not to give that too much energy, but to say that that's a possibility, and we need to be ready for that, and not so naive as to think that it's all roses and flowers out there. It's just sometimes we got to do the battle. We got to go at it.
I don't know about you, but I have found in my life that the battles are always there. I mean, even in the times of respite, and here of late, I mean, I think that you and I were talking earlier. There's more than just us here. That's all I can say.
I got a great way to look at it. If you take a glass table, a magnet, and you put you as a magnet on one side and a bigger magnet on the other end, that magnet can be moved around through that barrier. And when we kind of let go of our power, or soon let our power off into other regions, we can get taken over a bit, but we always have the power to come back and start again.
One of the things I'm getting out of this document we're reading, and Steve, curious on your thoughts on, I don't know if you've listened to him, but the fact that it's very evident that souls is not as general as we had once thought, that there are apparently more than just what we think we are in these bodies, and apparently there are others that can occupy these bodies as well.
Sure.
Yeah. You have visitors that happen to the fairies.
It's busy around here. It's busy around everywhere though.
Well, have you seen a lot of activity lately?
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. It's in the simplest of ways. Yesterday, I'm laying in the room, and you get those visions out of the side. Well, as you develop it, that kind of comes into the front. It's almost like you develop that fourth rod, and you're able to see. I mean, yesterday I had to literally say, sit down. They're just all over the place. It gets exhausting. you know, especially when you want to rest. And you've got
Uh,
orbs hanging off your head and going around. But it is fun too. It's fun to experiment with the different frequencies and the way to tune yourself like an instrument to
yeah,
see differently, to use your it's not just with these eyes that we can see, it's being able to finely tune your perception and not let some of the other things get in the way, you know,
yeah,
like fear. Fear's a major one. Even with this thing that happened with me, if I latch on to the fear of that possibility happening again, it could be debilitating. So you
yeah.
got to let that fear go and hit whatever it is head on and enjoy the ride.
Excellent. Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
Hi, I'm just readjusting. Hi.
So good to see you. I
Sorry,
know
I'm
you were,
late.
I looked down out there and I saw number 4 and I said, oh, Jennifer's here. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I was cooking
No,
soup and
no,
I saw Susie calling.
no, 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 no. We're not taking, no punching the clock here at all. So I'm just excited to
Thank
have you here.
goodness.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't work that
Yeah,
way.
I'm a
Yeah.
Gemini, so I struggle with timekeeping.
Well, I'm a
Gemini,
Gemini here.
I do it.
Steve, what are you? You look like a Sagittarius
Yeah.
or
Well, in Vedic, the moon is superior, and my moon is in Sagittarius. But
Ah,
in regular tropical, I am an Aries.
Aries. Ah, Brian,
all fire.
all fire. Yeah,
All
doesn't it?
fire.
It matches, doesn't it?
No, I'm just a Libra.
A Libra.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it's
Oh, yeah, that's
very,
lovely balance.
it is, isn't it? I like that. It works very well. Well, Jennifer, I ask everybody else, how was your week?
Good things happening. You guys being one of them. That's had me on pretty much quite a high since last week. Yeah, I've had nice people joining the channel and just lots of good things coming from that. I've met some very interesting people, and I've met some very off the chain people with the energies this week. So there's been a real extreme of both, but all good. All good. Thank you.
Excellent. I guess one of the question I would have to the panel would be everyone, and I'm telling you, I mean, everyone I talk to, and a lot of them are not, a lot of them are still very asleep, but they're even saying they're feeling an energy. And this morning, my wife and I, as she was drinking her coffee, and I wrote this down exactly when it happened at 7:37 a.m. Denver time, we heard the hum that was out in the sky. I mean, we both sat down, our dog could sense it. We went outside and there was this hum and it was very, very distinct, and then it stopped.
Yeah. I
Have
really
you
do
seen the
feel.
Schumann?
Sorry.
Sorry, have you
Yes,
seen the
yes.
Schumann resonance today?
Yeah, it's on a
I
peak,
have
isn't
not.
it?
Very different.
I feel
Nope.
the mother is really waking up. The divine mother. Not that she ever left, but the veil that everybody has had over their eyes, the cataracts, the layers of cataracts, that people have had put over their eyes by the illusions, the organized things, all of those systems that I think have limited thinking in a lot of people. This period of time, the last 7 months, has done a lot of harm, yes, but there's been so much good done where people have had those veils stripped back from their lenses, and that's what I feel is waking this divine feminine mother energy up, because she was always there, she just couldn't be seen. And of course, with the divine feminine being exalted, the divine masculine automatically is uplifted, her being the support of the masculine energy for the masculine energy to take action. So it's a very special time, very special special time indeed, you know, and I think that's why I was seeing such a difference in energies in people. Some people are taking to it well, some people are taking to it a bit hard.
Yeah.
Right now Venus is opposite on Venus is opposite the Pluto Saturn conjunction right now. So it's opposite both of those. And Jupiter's not that far off, but it's not in the opposite realm yet. And it's squaring Mars. So there's a whole lot of pressure on Venus right now.
By the way, Venus is in the wrong part of the sky. I'm just telling you. It I've measured it. It is exactly 13 degrees off where it should be.
That's interesting.
Welcome to Earth.
I've got it here on astro.com. It's at 28 degrees Cancer, 1925 or 26.
Well, I know when I go out, I have my telescope set up out, and it's always been directly due east. Now it is northeast of east. I went, okay. So, but I'm just reading in some of the comments. People are up on this. People are talking about the energy. Venus is dead south. I didn't see that way. It's off from where I see it, but I'm learned one thing is that sometimes what I see in the sky is not what other people see in the sky.
Everything's been shifting in the past 4 years. I've been looking at that sky for 4 years, and you get used to the places of where it should be, how it should be. You know, it's changed. It's changed so drastically. But then again, that's my perception of it. That's just my perception.
Well,
I had
Venus is really close to the sun. I'm using I'm using an app, so I'm literally pointing my phone at Venus right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Venus is right over here. So you can't right now. You're not going to be able to see. It's too close to the sun. It's going to be on the day side for a while.
Yeah. It's the Big Dipper. What were you going to say, Jennifer?
I saw some really, that happened this week as well, actually. I forgot to say that. That was pretty big. I went outside and I like to look at the stars each night. I'm not very good at plotting where things are. I get a bit lost just looking at them. And I tend to do it when we're at my daughter's horses as well, because there's no street lights there. So it's pitch black, and so you can see layers of stars. But over the house, there was this weird light, big, they must have been very big, that just sort of hovered over real quietly, real slowly, and stayed around for a little while and then dipped back. And now I haven't seen many things like that in the sky. I've heard other people seeing things like that in the sky. That's probably the first time I've experienced something so obviously not a star, so obviously not an airplane.
Isn't it
so that
awesome?
was really interesting. Yeah, it was really interesting. I mean, I would have been a sitting duck for whatever would happen next, because I just lost in the moment. But that was pretty awesome, and I can't profess to know enough about otherworldly things like that, aircraft and things like that, or maybe our future past, building. But it was pretty awesome to see. Very different. Quite silent though, no sound.
I always wondered if maybe that was the way the mother shows herself. I heard once that the UFOs and all these beings, or these things that we're witnessing like that it's the expression of the mother, the great mother herself, saying hello in a way.
Well, Jennifer, in your part of the country, I was one time a very avid crop circle enthusiast. And
we have a lot,
yeah, in your part of the world, there were so many. Now it has really quieted down these last couple of years, but it's only when we go live do the lights begin to always flicker. It's,
Okay.
it's like, all right, yeah, I know you're
Anything.
here. You know, all right. Steve, what's your take on that? Have you ever seen anything in the sky that you know, made you think?
Oh yeah, yeah. So in most of my stories are a little bit different. The most prolific one that I always speak of is that I think I may have mentioned it on on one of our first appearances, is that I effectively saw TR3B, the flying
Mm.
triangle, basically in my backyard. July 4th, 2012, in the early evening, there was a kind of a freak thunderstorm, and I went to go inspect in my backyard, and the cell of the cumulonimbus cloud that was making the ruckus was literally just overhead over the house. So I was on the storm edge, and then I saw coming over the gray horizon a mist of an equilateral triangle that docked to the edge of the storm cell. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a cloaked craft.
Yep.
And so that was my backyard where I am broadcasting this very moment. Then Christmas night, not Christmas Eve, Christmas night 2012. I'm with my mom, my dad, and my grandmother who's not there, and we're driving home from my aunt's place Christmas Day stuff, and it's late in the evening, and we're passing by a baseball field, and we notice that there are lights in the sky just rising up, and they were close, and we could see with our eyes that they definitely were not like burning. It wasn't fire, it wasn't a Chinese lantern. They were just a twinkly glow, just moving up like this, like a cluster together. I call them spherical luminosities. I heard them call that in a paranormal article once, and I said that's a perfect term for them. You get that. That's your lights in the sky that are nothing more than lights. I think our ancestors may have known them as the fairy lights. So we watched that for a hot minute because it was a slow ascent and it was boring, but but it was there, it was happening. I don't know if it was swamp gas from Venus, but it certainly wasn't anything physical, and it certainly didn't look like it was running out of energy. And then just other than that, I have seen plenty of things, plenty of anomalies in the clouds, like the flying triangle, some of them more obvious than others.
They're there. I mean, I've captured them. I've posted them on my we used to do a lot of I get up pretty early in the morning, and there's a lot of things that happen between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. That's all I can tell you.
One evening I was sitting
A
out
lot going on up there.
The
was
idea is
raining.
that they say that you're supposed to be in your deepest REM sleep by 3 a.m. because that's the highest level of your open channel, your open psychic channel for your unconscious mind. So that way you get all that dream data. So I've been depriving myself of that for a long time. but yet somehow I am this good at what I do.
I ain't touching that. But you're right. You're right. I mean, I was up this morning because the full moon was at its peak, and I had all the instruments that I have to get them recharged. Yeah, there's strange stuff going on out there. And I think the more we know that they know that we know, I think the more they show.
Yeah.
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 I like that. So
Yeah,
away we go.
absolutely.
And I made that rhyme 3 times. So we're
Oh.
doing pretty good.
Nice.
All right. So Miss Jennifer, I'll have you because I'm just chivalry. It's just the way I was raised, that ladies go first all the time,
Oh, thank
you
you.
know, except in, a disaster, it's like, well,
I'll
you
run
go
in front
first.
of you. It's okay. Yeah, I'll run in front. It's
Like,
okay.
So Big Al and his his trusty sidekick there, Perry. They
Tonto.
yes. And Perry, you know, you're a good man. I mean, you work next to Al. That is a remarkable reference.
Wow, that was weird.
You see, it's everywhere in here. It's
I
so
dong this, and your lights go flicker, flicker.
yeah.
That's
Get out of my
awesome.
head, man. So Jennifer, I'll let you make a pull a card for Al.
Hey, Big Al. Go.
Al's loving this.
Okay. Al, you need to get that rest. You need to do that meditating. You need to be connecting with yourself. A lot of the all go go go, and even in the rest time, it's not rest time. You're not detaching those thoughts of the to-do lists, the prioritizing lists, to give yourself real deep grounding connection. Do something that you know helps take your mind away, maybe even keeping your body physically busy. Sometimes people meditate better that way, when they're gardening, or you know, or sanding down some wood. You know, sometimes it's not all about sitting there closing your eyes and trying to disconnect purposefully that way. It's more difficult for a lot of people that way. But to really get some deep connection, get that sleep cycle in order, just like we were saying, so that you can get that recharging from the moon at the right time, for the right point in time for your cells and the body. Something about turmeric and ginger, incorporate that into the diet for some inflammation.
I told you.
Ginger, something to help ease your stomach a little bit. So, you know, just incorporate those if you feel that resonates and helps. But really do try and connect into that meditation. You'll actually end up getting more done if you can make time to connect to self a little bit, a lot.
Jennifer, do you know what Al does?
I don't know Big Al at all, sorry.
He's a lap dancer.
I'm sitting here.
I used to be.
Yes.
I'm sitting here.
I did.
He's a good one.
I mean, and most of us who know Al knows what Al does. You know, he's an over-the-road truck driver. And when you pulled up that card, you know, it goes to constantly to affirm that there's something really to this. Wow. Thank you, Jennifer.
The turmeric. The turmeric and will help his blood flow too if he's sitting down a lot and driving. That and cayenne or black pepper mixed in, that you can get turmeric holistic tablets that will really help his blood flow and keep those veins nice and smooth and flowing. Because if you're in a sitting position for a long time, it's probably where it came from. You need to really maintain your circulation. So that makes sense.
I love this. Brian, I'll let you take Perry, and then Deborah for you, Steve. So
Deborah for Steve. Okay.
Okay. I already pulled one for him. That is compassion. All right. It says, love and compassion is the sacred essence of all that is. It embraces us without condition or judgment. It assists us to grow and evolve to higher states of conscious awareness. This card has come to you as a reminder that true compassion starts with you. Learn from your experiences, even the most challenging, and forgive yourself for the experiences that may have caused suffering. And this card I've also had in mind when I pulled it is more of a for the whole group. You know, as we go through this change of energy, you'll come into contact with people that are frustrated. They don't understand what's going on, and they're acting out in different ways. But to have compassion for that person and send them that loving essence, it can transmute it in ways. It may not happen for you right there, but know that it will happen for them. And that's really the goal. That's how we get all the dirt off of our potatoes.
Powerful.
okay. Sometimes I just wash them, but I love the metaphor. Steve,
All right.
I'll let you take Deborah.
All right. So to kick things off, so the orangutan is going to be our animal spirit, and this isn't just for Deborah. This is for everybody. So this is just like I did last week. So I pulled the orangutan here. This is an ether element. It's wood element, and they represent laughter, curiosity, patience, and play. I also find it funny that I pulled the orangutan because when I was having my prior live stream, I was having a conversation about mankind's connection to the ape DNA and its relationship with the goddess. And so I find that funny that pops up for this this whole thing. So
Laughter, you said though, right?
laughter is in there. Yeah, laughter,
Yeah, I love this.
curiosity, patience, and play.
Sounds like a Gemini, doesn't it, Jennifer?
Yay!
I mean, it does. It
I
sounds
think
like a
that,
Gemini.
that does have a very Gemini qualities.
It
but-
does, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what him.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, serious things. I end up just speaking to myself in a funny voice, so just to make myself realize how stupid it is, to get upset over that, and it works actually. It's a childish trick to do, but it actually works.
It does. Okay, Steve. Thank you. I love that.
Yep.
The synergy is just off the scale here. I love it.
So for Deborah specifically, King of Cups reversed. So she's got the King of Cups reversed and Kenaj, the rune Kenaj. So this is an issue about someone who is very upset at the decision making. The decision making's been all wrong on an emotional level. But at the same time, it's kind of this guy or person rather, gets a king is the card, so it's a male energy. Kanaj is about knowledge, ability, and authority. So there's a clear understanding of knowledge, ability, and authority now through this bad emotional directive.
Okay, that's cool. I love this. Jennifer, Michelle D. I think I got that right. Yeah, Michelle D.
Michelle D. Okay, Michelle.
And thank you, Susie Q, for
Michelle
helping me
D.
keep the list going. And
Susie Q is awesome.
she is
I
out of
love
sight.
Susie Q. So judgment, Michelle. So a major arcana, powerful energy, talking about that hum in the air at the start of the gathering. It's the call back to the soul's journey. It's the rise again. Remember who you are. Remember the powers that you have within you. And don't worry too much about feeling like you've wandered too far from your path or that you've failed yourself going in the wrong direction. This is the second chance card. It's the trumpet call. It's the calling back card. But any of the experiences that you've had in your wandering, any of the challenges that you've had in that wandering, they're all gonna, you've got the opportunity here to take those forward with you. The judgment card asks you to assess what you want to take forward with you and assess what you want to leave here in the ground, in the grave, to be transmuted and recycled again. So there's real opportunity, chance, and power here, and you're in a much more powerful position than you've been letting yourself believe or letting yourself see. So get back to that power.
I love that because, naturally, many times people, when they hear judgment, it's always a negative connotative to it. But
Yes,
it's sometimes, and I like how you just said that, Jennifer. It's very positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's but it depends how you take it, because you're judging yourself. You're
Mhm.
judging what you want to take forward, what you've learned, and what you want to leave behind. But if you get into the ego energy of the woe is me, and how far I've wandered, how wrong I've been, instead of just taking the lessons from all that being said and done, you know, you're going to start judging yourself in the negative connotation. That's not what it wants you to do. It just wants you to accept.
I'll tell you, you can get a lot of good therapy in these shows. I mean, if you're just, you know, sitting back, you know, I mean, seriously, this is better than going to any, you know, well, I was going to say spa, but Brian, Lost in Space. Hello, Lost in Space. And thank you, moderators,
Hey,
and all
Lost in
y'all that are
Space.
tuning in. Bosto and favor to us all. Nothing missing, nothing broken.
I pulled the Awaken card.
Oh, that's a pretty card. I like that. Yeah.
The universe has begun gently nudging you forward with signs, synchronicities, dreams, and coincidences. It is your time to awaken to your true creative potential and inner power. You are being propelled forward to stir the ancient wisdom that is already in you. Enjoy this process of unfolding and watch consciously as your life transforms. You already possess all the tools you'll ever need on your journey, and this chapter is simply a reminder to pay attention to the signs.
Wow. I see Nina. Nina, I thought you were going to be gone, so I didn't have you on. Steve, Deborah Truex. I still did Deborah Truex ever say she was related to Martin Truex?
I don't know. All right, so Deborah,
I think we're all
I have
related.
was that? Oh, okay, so I have for you the Emperor. The Emperor. So you got that. So you've got the rulership, the big you know, the big kahuna, the you know, the chief of authority is involved with your situation. So these are like the biggest macro level execution of rulership, and this is on the deepest level. I have Laguj for you here. So this is the lake. This is the depths of your underworld, and pulling out that which has been waiting for you in the abyss. And that is where this power of the Emperor is being derived from.
That's a heavy card.
Yeah, that was that is a heavy card. Yeah, this is a heavy pull.
Yeah. That one's weighty. That one has meat to it. You know, it's like Jennifer, Susie Q. Oh,
Oh, my Susie. I love you.
They can't copyright us if we got it in our heads,
Love
right?
Susie.
It's like
I have to thank
No.
Susie. I have to thank
There
Susie
was-
also. She's she catches a lot of my live streams, so she's a fan. So I appreciate her for that. I've made her a moderator of my chat room. So yeah, thank you, Susie.
She is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
she's awesome.
Yeah. Susie, well, I got to
She's
get
a
you on
bridge
here
for a lot of
sometimes
people.
so we can see the face, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Susie, lovely, lovely Susie. We've got the 9 of rods, and so it's that nearly there card. A lot of hard work being put into something that you've been passionate about, that you've been driven to do. It's okay to stand for a while and ponder and discern what should happen next. Prioritize, think about your next steps. It all doesn't have to be go, go, go. You can breathe, take in the scenery, take in what's already been done, take in what still has to be done, and then plan and plot your steps to get that 10 of wands, that cycle ending, that new beginning, in this drive, this passion. I've got to say, and I know a little bit about Susie because she supports me greatly, and this is okay for you to do. It's okay for you to just breathe right now and discern which way you're going to go next. It's okay.
We send you bunches and bunches
Yeah.
of energy. Susie, we
Yeah.
love you and we thank you. Thank you so much. Brian, I have Chris next on my list.
Okay, for Chris, I pulled Surrender. This card, you're being guided to surrender. Surrender your worries, burdens, control over outcomes, and just be with life in its present moment. By surrendering, you allow life to move forward naturally as you should. Resisting the natural cycles of life can cause anguish, frustration, and feeling of constant struggle. Stop persisting and swimming the other way. What you resist persists. It's an old one I like to say all the time. What you resist persists. Surrender.
Because it's true.
Yes.
It really is. Steve, Lost in Space.
Lost in Space.
I love
Lost in
that.
Space. I know this guy. I've seen him on my comment sections and my chats. All right, Lost in Space. You've got the Five of Cups reversed. You got the Five of Cups reversed. So you're kind of you're kind of losing an emotional struggle here. Having kind of an unhealthy reconciliation of your feelings after conflict. And the rune you've got with this is Yera. Yera. So you've been taking too long trying to figure out that reconciliation. And so it's causing you further distress, and you need to let go. You've got to let go.
You know, I write some of this down myself. It's like, you know, it's just like I said, it's like a smorgasbord. Yeah, I like that. Jennifer, Regina.
Regina. Nice name. Regina.
It is. It's one of those. It's more of an older name, but it's a name with class. Regina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Regina. Really.
Yeah.
The Five of Swords, Regina. So it's a difficult time. I feel like you're in the middle of something where you're trying to keep balance between two sides, conflict. It might be within the family right now, to be honest, that you're trying to balance things out, and there's no real winners. There's no real side to pick. You know, there's love on both sides, and it's a difficult place for you to be in, to be that buffer, the conduit of messages, you know, that you don't really want to be exchanging. You know, Regina, I think sometimes we can burden ourselves with the responsibility of not allowing conflict to happen or run its course in others. Sometimes we can expend a lot of energy and a lot of mental capacity, mental thought. And, you know, sometimes it's not necessary for you to stop it. Sometimes it's impossible for you to stop it. So you're far better served. It's not selfish for you to step back from any situation that's making you feel this way, and conserve yourself and preserve yourself. Ultimately, what will be. But at least you'll be whole, you'll be energized, because you're not going to be feeling quite so drained being in the middle of this conflict, you know, these thoughts going back and forth.
I'm seeing a pattern emerge here, folks. A lot of burdens, a lot of struggles, a lot of battles.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, Brian?
Boom shakalaka.
So, Brian, speaking of you, Peter is the next one. Peter, yes.
Peter, there's a new chapter. Change and transformation has been occurring within you. Your soul now yearns to take the next step, a leap of faith into the unknown. A new chapter waits with new opportunities and adventures. Your heart has begun nudging you forward for some time now, but the cautious mind has kept you at bay. Don't let fears of the unknown hold you back in place that offers no growth. More than anything, your soul longs to grow and evolve. Staying where you are does not give you the room to soar to new heights of spiritual awareness and full consciousness. Take a chance.
That's the only way you ever find true romance.
Beautiful.
That's it.
I just added that, Peter. That's, you know. Uh, very cool. Steve, Alien Believer is who I have on here.
Alien Believer. All right. Alien Believer, you've got the Queen of Cups reversed. Queen of Cups reversed. So your emotions are all in the wrong places. So you've got extra frustration. The rune for you is Sawil. This is the soul rune. So you are you've got your emotions in the wrong place because of how you're trying to make them work with your soul desire. And so you need to sit back, maybe meditate, find some centering, and get everything in alignment, in harmony with your soul desire.
Another heavy card. The last one you had was a heavy one. That I love this. Jennifer, deep thoughts. I don't know if it's female or male. I think it's anyway. Y'all let me know. I'm deep in thought.
Even though
We live there.
feminine. We've got the Six of Pentacles, deep thoughts. And so this card speaks of the generosity, the giving and the taking, the reciprocity. The wisdom in this card is that you can't all be just give, give, give. True wisdom is knowing where to put your generosity, knowing where to put your kindness. It's not wrong for you to discern that. Sometimes we can tire ourselves, put in what has been hard work, and we've put our magic in it, because usually for the pentacles, the earth, the money, you've put your blood, sweat, and tears, one way or the other, and spirit, into making them. And so there's a lot of you in each pentacle that you give. And so to put it in the right bucket, to put it in the right person's hand, makes it grow a lot more. And the generosity, that is the gratitude that's shown from the right person giving that receiving that generosity is so much more impactful. What we can have is sometimes, and you might be in this position a little bit, is that when we aren't discerning regarding where we put this energy, physical energy, the pentacles, the money that we have, the time that we have, when we are not careful of that, it can actually become a drain. It can actually become a leak on us because it's not being put in the right place. So it's not, the gratitude isn't getting fed back. It's not a good energetic feedback. And to allow yourself to be for the kindness that you've shown over your years, allow yourself to not have too much ego step in the way when people want to do that for you. That's the other wisdom in this card, to step back from ego and allow people to show this generosity to you too. That it's okay for others to step in, the kindness that you've put in the past, it's okay for that to come back at you in the strangest ways sometimes, from the most left field sometimes. But don't let ego get in the way of taking that generosity for yourself too.
Wise words, I tell you. Most people I know are givers. I mean, really, they give from their souls, their heart, but it's very difficult for them to receive. Very difficult. It's a fact. Brian, Truth Seeker is who I have next on my list.
Okay, and I've got 13, a free spirit for Truth Seeker. This card represents the need to let go of limiting beliefs you hold within yourself. beliefs regarding who you are and what you are capable of achieving. There are two types of beliefs: beneficial beliefs, which encourage you to grow, and detrimental beliefs, which hold you imprisoned and bound by fear. These core beliefs lie in your subconscious and attract experiences that match their emanating frequency. So if your subconscious holds more detrimental beliefs, it is likely you will attract circumstances to match that energy. If you find yourself attracting more roadblocks and hurdles, look within yourself and see what limiting beliefs you hold inside. It is in these beliefs that you block from your living more fulfilling life and manifestation your inner freedom and peace.
Wow. I'm telling you, I love this. Steve, I have Fire Spirit Girl. By the way,
Fire
I like
Spirit
that. I like that handle.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
got a
Fire
sense
Spirit
that
Girl.
that would be not someone you'd want to get into an argument with.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
She's got the High Priestess.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. So
you seem right.
you are dealing with the with being that gatekeeper of the mysteries, if you will. Now, what's interesting is that your rune that popped up was Tiwaj reversed. So, whatever is involved with your with these occulted mysteries that you are in guardianship of, something's going on that's not in the right direction. It's not serving the truest and highest purpose. So you're going to want to dig deeper into your own personal unconscious and get deeper into your abyss and pull out the higher truths from in there to correct that.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, and listen, I'll just add to that, Fire Spirit Girl, is that, listen, one of the things I have discovered is that when we start beginning to get into the deeper truths, the deeper hidden knowledges, it takes sometimes for myself, I have to balance it out. It's knowledge, yeah, but what am I supposed to do with this? And sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be a delay. So, all right.
Yeah.
I have Bernadette. So that would be you, Jennifer.
Okay. Did you say Bernard?
Bernadette, I think is, yes.
Bernadette.
Yeah,
Bernadette. I didn't
Bernadette.
catch the end there. Sorry, Bernadette. Bernadette.
As opposed to watering the debt.
Bernadette. Yeah, I'd love to do
I
that.
like that, Steve. Very
Burn it
clever.
all.
Wow,
Love
I
it.
like that a lot.
Like it's a lot. Wow, yeah, you're gonna burn it down with the Ten of Swords, Bernadette. So you've had a tough time, a tough cycle. There's been a lot of things thrown at you that you've had to deal with. A lot of things from your inner realm, the thoughts that you've had for yourself, the worries that you've had within yourself. So they haven't all been external. But you can see on this card, I've been gardening as well today, so don't look at my fingers. But you can see here that there's massacre, there's fire, there's vultures coming to pick off the bones here. It's been a hard cycle, but it's the 10, and so it's the end of this cycle. On other cards, there's somebody lying flat on their stomach, and there's no more room in the back for any more swords. Everything's been thrown at them, and we are in a period of refinement, and sometimes we do need to refine our thoughts, and that means we need to be shown externally what doesn't match our frequency or doesn't complement our frequency mentally, the people around us that would put limiting words and thoughts upon us, that we would then absorb. But also, and most importantly for me, is that we've been in a period of refinement from the inner realms, from the inner self, and for all of those deprivating thoughts and words that you put on yourself every day that you look in the mirror, you know, all of the things that you say to yourself that you're not good enough at, that needs to be done now. You're at the 10 now, Bernadette. That needs to be gone now. Go back to the simple tricks. I want you to write something on your mirror, something positive. I'll give you the first one. I am a miracle. You know, just say that, because it's hard to do at first. And then add on the next day, I am beautiful. And make sure you're adding on something each day. And I want you to do that until you remap this thought pattern, remap this brain, to really appreciate who you are, how beautiful you are, how special you are, to really make this card mat. Because if you've been through all of this, if you've got vultures ready to pick the bones off what doesn't need to be carried anymore with you, if you've been through all of this, then you've been through enough, you know, so let that be it done and make it matter. So do those simple tricks to start bringing in that energy of love for self, most of all. Much love, Bernadette.
You let us know, Bernadette. Wow.
You know, Bernadette, I keep stickies in my bathroom. Post-its.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
write something on there every day. I'll write something for my wife, for me, and it's changed. And we'll keep it up there a few days, but it really reprograms. Helps you drop things that just are not, they do not go in your own way. Those old programs they need to go. We do that every day. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't even see ourselves in the mirror anymore, you know?
Very, very good. Brian, I have Nancy on here.
That was my mother's name, Nancy. Okay, here we go. And I pulled 28 Shadow Self for you, Nancy. You may be wondering why you're facing so many triggers and challenges of late. Things have been going well despite a few road humps along the way. But the challenges that have been appearing all around you recently seem to be so overwhelming and disheartening. Just when you thought you had everything under control, it seems that the world has suddenly shifted. Spirit understands your confusion and uncertainty during this period. Rest assured, dear one, this is a time of cleansing and clearing all that was avoided and hidden inside you. Just take some time and do that shadow work. That's hard to do. And you know, I believe personally that how we heal this world is through shadow work. You know, you can look out at all the aspects of yourself, the darkest parts of what's going on in the world, and a lot of us want to raise a sword to it. But here's the thing. I don't think it has anything to do with that. It's going inwardly and shifting your timeline. And when you shift your timeline to a higher state of consciousness, everything is going to come with you. It's just how I see it. It's not a matter of rising up and tearing it down with the same anger that has been used. It's by infusing it with love in the mirror. I think that's how we get there. But that's my personal idea on that.
I think it's spot on. Steve, Spirit Girl, Colorado.
All right, Spirit Girl.
Our
We have
wonderful-
for you the Hierophant reversed. So right now, all the things in your life that tell you, this is how the world is, how things work around here. All of those things are wrong in your world right now. These kind of these suggested authorities, if you will. This is because you've been going through Hagalaj. You've been going through a healing process, and it's being revealed to you in the healing process that these things that now are counterintuitive to your understanding of the way things really should work, is something that you have permission to let go of.
I know that has relevancy. Thank you, Steve. Wow. Jennifer, I have, this is actually truth, like a, not true, but truth in me. So I think I got that right. Troth in me, truth in me, Trooth. So how would you say that? Broth, truth?
I think it's still truth. He's just
Yeah, it's just,
he's
that's what I
using
was thinking.
different. He's using a different
Yeah.
spellcraft.
Yeah, there we go. That makes sense.
Same thought earlier in the week.
Exactly.
Is my little boy being too noisy? Can you guys hear too much?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
cool.
fine.
Okay,
No, it's
good.
fine.
Good. He's playing just in the other room, so I didn't know if it was too loud.
He has a phenomenal mom.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He'd probably agree.
So I'm gonna just say truth in me. Sometimes he would agree. He's an Aquarius, so he's pretty. Wow, drop in. So I'm going to take those, because it's dropped twice, but there's two cards that drop, but there's the Death card and the Queen of Cups. And so whatever transition you've been going through, whatever transition I feel you've been putting off, you can't put the death of something that has been dying for a long time off. And it's something, that's clung on to your emotions and not allowed you to dig right into that intuition quite as much as you naturally are able to do. And so to let go of this, you'll find that for putting it off for so long, once you release the skin from the bones and go through that transition, that river of Styx, so to speak, and face the letting go of that, it's more of the idea of letting go of something that has been in control of your emotions, rather than you channeling your emotions. You've been in control of your emotions, digging into your intuition when you want to have more, to be more adept with your emotions and your inner waters and everything that goes with that. The love, the compassion, the intuition will come from you finally allowing yourself to float over that river of Styx, to finally allow yourself to shed that skin that is dead. It's not serving you anymore. This is a beautiful transition. You might have been a bit nervous of it for a little while, but actually it's a beautiful and powerful transition for you on the other side of this. So go with it and let that go.
Just seeing the comments seems to have some point. Steve, Spirit Girl would want to know what deck are you using?
Oh, this one today I'm going straight with my Crystal Visions deck, minus the unknown card. I don't play with the extra card that one happens to publish with. So yeah, it's the Crystal Visions by US Game Systems.
Okay, thank you. Well, I got like 3 more people, and then I think we'll wrap it up. Brian, I have Barry Chad.
Barry. All right.
See Barry out there a lot.
35. I've got Walk Your Truth.
Ooh,
True empowerment comes from walking, living, and speaking your truth, having the courage to be guided by your heart and following your dreams. Don't be afraid to shine your magnificent light as a result of the opinions and judgment of others. Yes, you might be ridiculed, scorned, and your choices mocked with disapproval. But understand this, dear one, others mock and criticize from a place of fear within them, a fear that keeps them trapped in a repetitious wheel of illusions. By breaking free and walking the true path of your heart, you will step off the merry-go-round of cyclical pain and leave the ones who scorn behind. Don't be surprised when others do everything they can to discourage you from walking the true path of your heart. In time, those that ridiculed and judged you will be inspired by your courage and ability to stand strong. They will gravitate towards you like moths to a flame, with hunger to know your secret.
That gave me chills for
I
Barry.
mean, doesn't I mean you listen to this stuff and you go, holy crap. I have, I believe it is Susan. So that would be for you, Steve.
All right. So, Susan, you have the Lovers reversed.
Ooh. I haven't
So-
seen a lot of these cards before. I mean, they're like, never seen the lovers show up.
So yeah, so you've got a break with something that you felt incredibly strongly about. Could be a very literal lover, but could also be an end of a career or any particular kind of thing that you love. And that's because you've got the Soul rune is now popped up again. So on a soul level, like that's a pretty appropriate rune to pop up with the lovers is is just on a soul desire level. You are out of frequency with this thing that you've had an attachment with.
I can relate to that. Jennifer, and I think I got this right. Mike, and I if I pulled you out here wrongly, I apologize. But Mike Taylor.
Mike Taylor.
And then I have Pam and Loretta, and I think that's all I have on that on my list. So Brian, you'd have Pam, and then Steve will end with you with Loretta. I love that. Okay. Sweet Loretta.
So the Emperor has come up again. So major arcana, the energy, number 4. It's the foundation. It's the authority, the builder, the father-like energy, but a little bit beyond that. The actioner, the one that can delegate and see things through and channel other people's attributes to get things done. And so it feels like a get it done kind of energy here, and you've been exalted by that kind of energy. Take your throne, take your step into your ability to lead, your ability to show that authority with the balance of compassion. We need people like you right now doing this role to build new foundations that are firm, that are true, that are strong for others to be able to come in and join in with, and for you to be able to delegate within that and allow them to grow on those foundations that you are more than capable of building. And do that first and foremost with your closest family and friends. Take back that authority and start exuding that emperor-like energy. It's powerful and beautiful. It's attractive.
Powerful. Brian, and listen, I think I may have made the mistake with Nina. I thought Nina was going to be out of town. So anyway, she'll be here next week, along with Jennifer and along with Brian and along with Steve. Okay, Brian.
All right, Pam. For you, I pulled strength. This card comes to you to remind you that your inner strength and courage. Although you may be feeling weary and hopeless at this time, do not lose faith and heart. You are a lot stronger than you realize. Moving through this chapter of your life, you will understand the lesson of having to release your inner resistance and fears. By uncovering your true strength, you'll have the courage to move through it with clarity, understanding, and compassion. Your prayers for strength have been heard. Release all fears that are blocking spiritual guidance. Breaking down walls will help you see dear one, the synchronicities and signs connected to you, communicated to you. The spirit teaches of love and light and wish only to serve the highest good for all. To offer guidance, love is a reminder of what you already hold within yourself. You hold so much strength, courage, determination, and perseverance.
That's powerful. That's powerful. We have a couple of others. So, Steve, you have Loretta, and then Jennifer, Emperor Rex, and I think Natalie will be the next one. That should be it.
Okay. So now me, right? With
Yes, sir.
Loretta? Oh,
Yes, sir.
so Loretta, we have for you 4 of Swords reversed. 4 Swords reversed. So you've got a you're kind of having a problem dealing with a new revelation and putting the old things that you believed in to rest. This has kind of put you stuck in your ability to move forward. We have Raido reversed. This rune is about going on journeys and putting on the performance, the ritual, if you will. And so, what's going to remedy this problem for you is stop and take a look at everything that you have now. Gather all your resources, everything that is available to you, and have a good look at all of it and make it fit this impasse that you've come across. And as you work with that energy of what you have with you, your resources, you should be able to get the ball moving.
I think this is cool. Jennifer, Emperor Rex. I love that guy.
Okay, Emperor Rex. So you've got the judgment card again. Somebody else had that earlier, and it speaks of the same for you. That there's a real energy here of finding your real calling, or remembering your real calling, using all of the experiences that have led up until now, and it is infused with excitement, with nervousness. The saturating of the vibration that this trumpet is making. If you can imagine, you're standing there, and Emperor X, this is happening in your life at the moment. You're having moments in time where it's almost Kundalini-like energy surging through you, just at the drop of a hat, where you feel yourself saturating and infusing in this energetic field, this trumpet call, the frequency that you're feeling, this pull, this drive to a certain position in life. So you're navigating yourself in the right way. The oddest of things might be happening to you at the minute, and particularly over the next week, that just make you meet the right people, or that you just receive the right energy from the right people to give you that clarification that this is happening, this is truly happening. You're thinking the right way, you're acting the right way. Again, keep rethinking what you can leave behind in the dirt, what you need to leave behind in the coffin, what doesn't serve you anymore, so that you can go forward in the most whole position that you can be in. But very, very powerful energy, especially with the Emperor popping up on the bottom of the deck again. So it's very, very, very masculine, very, very, very divine masculine, powerful.
I love that card. That's
Yeah.
that's just, well, Brian, you'll be ending it up for us, wrapping this up, and I have Natalie on the list.
All right, Natalie, I pulled the communication card for you.
Wow.
This card is being revealed to you to acknowledge the voice inside you that wishes to be heard and acknowledged. One of the biggest lessons we can learn in this lifetime is effective communication. Communication that is clear and that does not assume others can read our minds. working both ways. The art of listening also involves being patient and open to those with ideas of others. Dear one, at times you don't feel as though you are being truly listened to. This can cause frustration, agitation, and stagnant whirlpool of energy to build within you. This frustration can sometimes cause you to be indirect, insensitive, and snappy. This energy of frustration and insensitivity then gets passed back to the ones who did not effectively listen the first time around, and is usually received as a personal attack. This energy only encourages them to continue not to listen with even more resistance and defiance. The cycle of energy being thrown back and forth continues to become more vicious, intolerable, and heartbreaking. Most often, either or both parties will search elsewhere for an empathetic ear to simply listen. It is time to take the reins and break free from these energetic and emotional mind games. Communicate truthfully about how you feel and express calmly with love what needs to be said. Give the other party the opportunity to also express their feelings truthfully and allow them to speak freely without interruptions or resistance. The more you practice the art of listening with love, the more you will find others eager to hear what you have to say. You will then go from a place of not being heard to a place of being heard by many.
That's a heavy card, Brian. Um, Steve, rants. I didn't see that, Susie.
Oh.
So, and rants, I just didn't see you. So, rants. Steve, can you pull a card for rants? And I think that's it. I hope. I don't know. I may have missed somebody. I am subject to make mistakes. Just let you know.
Of course, aren't we all?
You're human? What?
Two of Cups reversed. Two of Cups reversed. So there's an emotional disconnect with someone going on. Now, what's very interesting about this emotional disconnect is that the Ingwaj rune has also popped up, which is this is the transformational fire, the sacrificial fire. This is it's like Lord Agni in the Vedic texts, or and then Lord Ing is a particular god of fire in Indo-European tradition. So there's a development going on, and I don't know if this means that there's the transformation into a breakup, or perhaps what you're doing at the moment that this is about is that you might be rushing something that's in development, and that you don't have the Two of Cups yet, and so you got to wait because it's still transforming into the proper Two of Cups. It's one of those two things.
All right. Jennifer, could you pull a card for Karen? I think I may have missed her. And folks,
Yeah.
I thank you for staying over on this. I really do. And
That's fine.
we try to get everybody here happy.
Yeah. So the Two of Cups has come out for you, Karen. Just just as we're talking about the Two of Cups, but it's not in reverse. And so this speaks to you either really balancing out your divine feminine, divine masculine within yourself, first and foremost. But then that's starting to reflect on the outside, and maybe you shouldn't doubt it when it does start to reflect on the outside, because maybe you haven't had a chance to balance yourself out. It's difficult to do with everything in place that helps us be imbalanced, but you've cracked some kind of code. You're starting to really balance out that divine union within you, the union of your divine feminine, your divine masculine. But now the test might be for you to not doubt it when it starts to actually work, and the magic starts to actually work, and it starts to actually reflect in your outer world too. That people approaching you might just be just as balanced and have done just as much inner work to get to that balanced state. So you have the opportunity to be meeting friends, lovers, if that's your choice, that are whole. two wholes coming together to make a greater whole, not too broken, not too imbalanced, two whole, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, the serpentine energy, the Kundalini energy coming up here, rising to the Leo head here, you know, the highest zodiac sign. It causes enlightenment of being, and so you've done that along the way. So now that it's reflecting in your outside world, enjoy it a little bit. A lot.
Far out. I heard Led Zeppelin, a whole lot of love going on. That's where my head is at. I know one more, I think in Lavera wanted, so that would be you, Brian, and we do end it with you. So there we
All
go.
right. Lavera, you said?
Lavera, I believe so, yes.
I pulled choices. If you've drawn this card, you've come to a crossroads in your life where choices and decisions need to be made. This period can be quite challenging as you weigh your options. Your mind tells you one thing, and yet your heart feels differently. The mind, with all its logic, reinforces our core beliefs in what is safe and secure with creature comforts and stability. Your heart, on the other hand, pushes you to explore possibilities and adventures that seem all too foolish and irresponsible to the mind. Your soul longs to grow, evolve, expand to higher states of consciousness. Your heart knows this and is the guiding force within you. The mind is the vehicle that assists you in getting you to where your heart needs to go. You are growing in your current situation, whether it is in a relationship or working environment, or does spirit have to bring outside influences such as changes in your working environment or a new friendship that causes you to review your current relationship? If it is external influences that are pulling at your heartstrings and not your current situation, then it's pretty clear that the place you are is not serving your highest good. It may be serving you on a physical creature comfort level, but your heart and soul needs more. You need to be challenged and pushed to make through breakthroughs.
Well, there we go. Well, I just want to thank our panel. Jennifer, thank you, dear. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
And I know it's late getting over in your part of the world. Steve Zerilath, I thank you, sir. All their links are down here. Brian Lunsford, I thank you as well. Next week, we'll have the panel back, and Nina, that I really thought was going to, anyway. So panel, thank you all. Have yourselves a safe, here in America, we're on a holiday weekend. So enjoy summer, because we have a snowstorm coming in Monday night. That weird? 100 degrees on Saturday and snow on Monday night. So,
Wow.
all right. So thank you,
What a
Jennifer.
ride.
Jennifer's channel
you.
is True Divine 44? Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, True
Right.
Divine 44. Yeah, thank you.
And I have left her link below as well. Nina says, I will be back. Yes. We missed you.
I'll
And
be back.
and I think I like this, because now we have two guys and two women. So it's a perfect balance. I like this. And I'm just driving the bus, because I really, all I'm doing is listening. So thank you all. Steve, I know things are going to be turning out good for you. Brian, I see healing come for you. And Jennifer, all I can say is that you have a gift, my dear, and thank you for sharing it.
Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much.
just
I
the best.
appreciate you all. Thank
Yeah.
you. You've
And
had
thank
me
you,
on a high
Susie
always,
Q.
all of you. And Nina too. And Susie Q.
Yeah.
Oh, you rock, Susie Q. You rock.
And if it hadn't been
know.
for Susie Q, we wouldn't have gotten to meet you. So and
She
we'll have Darth here.
is. She's a bridge.
She is, isn't she? She's just an amazing woman. All right, Steve, thank you, sir. Brian, all my love to you all. We will see everyone here the next time we do. BOSTO to everybody. All right.